DP with Veterans Network Champions Club. Want to record a quick message in light of all that's going on at the moment. When you consider the fog of war and veterans, I don't think sometimes that's something that's touched on too much, right? If we're looking at the fog of war as it relates to active military campaigns and Clausewitz and all these different things, and obviously, yes, right? There's more conversation in that area. But for many veterans, whether or not you just got out or have been out of service for a long time, when things like this are taking place on the global scale and all these geopolitical, tensions are taking place and warfare is afoot, and there's political commentary and there's imagery and media being, siphoned through different channels, it can become overwhelming, right? And ultimately what happens for many veterans is there's a stirring up of a lot of things, right? Emotions, memories, and even, invisible wounds. So during these times, I think it's good to at least be able to acknowledge that those are valid human experiences. The things that we are feeling. Many veterans today that I've talked to reaching out have shared with us that they, have been feeling various emotions, right? Many of them a sense of, can I re-up, right? Am I ready to go back in if you're in that category? Or the others where they're not able to do that, but feel a sense of disconnect of I can't do a thing and I may be helpless, right? Or others just a varying, range of emotions during these times, regardless of where you sit or what your emotions is or what your political affiliation may be. The fact is that for many of us that have been exposed to warfare, whether or not actively in support elements or various capacities or served as a whole, your human experience at the moment is valid. And I think that needs to be said. We're entitled to feel the things that we feel, especially when all these things are taking place and it's hard to be understood. So packing things away and resorting to, whatever masks that, I think is not healthy, right? So regardless of where you sit today, I think it's just a good moment just to acknowledge and just kind of sit with what's happening, right? Really take self-inventory, reach out to someone, touch base with folks, see where people are at, because the fact is that maybe you are in a place where you're able to navigate everything that's happening right now, but for others, maybe not so much, right? So if you're someone that can spread light, let's spread some light. And if you're someone that is in need of light, be open to that light. And we have the ability to do that in our various circles, whether it is our organizations or other organizations. It's about creating the dialogue to at least normalize the fact that we were exposed and did things and served and now are having, a human experience given everything that's happening. So even if it's family members that we have now that are serving and we're no longer serving, we are just kind of seeing things by proxy, wherever we sit, right? Let's take inventory of where we're at and just say that I understand, we understand, I'm not alone, you're not alone. So we have the ability to at least congregate, come together, and understand that what got us through the fog of war while we were in service really is what gets us through after service as veterans, right? Those bonds are still there. We have the ability to come together. We have the ability to check on each other. We have the ability to be strong for each other. So really, this is more about saying that you're not alone. And if you see someone out there that may be strong, reach out, touch base, because when these things happen, you'd be surprised how it affects different people. So let's validate our human experience, what we're feeling, the things that are happening, and just be a source, right, of either support for another or be able to receive from others. But you're not alone if you're listening to this, or especially promoting the message that others are not. Because if we are able to say these things, hopefully it's like, well, I feel the same way as well. And collectively we begin to come back together. So we need to remove the psychological and emotional camouflage that has got us through life post-service, that at times like this gets kind of stretched a little bit and showcases that there are things potentially buried deep down inside. So this is a continuing conversation, but reach out. We're here. We try to create content, do different things, but I think it's just a good moment to just kind of take a pause and just say that we're here, and just say that whoever may be watching or listening to this, you are not alone.